Um, what do we have options?
It's date night with Admir. We're ordering food.
I'll do the New England chowder.
Yeah, sure. Don't they have like some sort of special biscuit? I'll take all three. Whatever it was, he just said I'll take all three.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's up, Charles? Hey, while you guys are watching too, if you wouldn't mind sharing this out a bunch, this is on my backup account, so I won't get near the traction. I'm still banned until the 6th, and so if you guys want to share this out, that'd be really helpful, especially if you have like Republican friends.
Baked potato, please. Yes. Loaded, bacon, everything, whatever it comes on there. What do you have? You have a. Let me have a. What kind of crown you got? Yeah. Regular crown. I'll take give me crown, please. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, just dry. Yeah, that's fine. Give me double. Thank you. Water, please. Thank you, sir.
There it is.
Bye-bye.
What'd you just order? I want to know about your order.
So they have, it's called a 3-course shrimp sensation.
Nice. 3 courses.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
So I did the garlic scampi, shrimp linguine alfredo, and then crispy dragon shrimp, loaded baked potato, New England chowder, and something else.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah.
Maybe the audio works now. What's up, guys?
Yeah,
can you hear
me? I hear you, sir. Welcome in. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, and I wanted to. Yes. Okay. What's the format of your show? Like, I see the prompt. It says Tuesday, open debate night, only accepting opposition. Is it open forum or is there a set agenda?
No, it's open forum. Every Tuesday, the guy above you, RTP, we do a show where Trump supporters come in and they can debate him on pretty much any topic. The way it works is pretty simple. No interruptions, no name calling. And once you guys start, I go on mute. And the only time that I interrupt is when one of you guys gets out of pocket.
Okay, cool. I was particularly hoping to debate being pro tariffs on foreign countries for background, and let me know if I'm going over the duration or if there's like set intervals.
Yeah, no, you're good. So what I'm going to do is in about 5 seconds, I'll go on mute and then just start off with what's your contention on as far as tariffs. And then once you're done, RTP will respond and you guys can just go back and forth. Sound good?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Done deal.
Thanks for having me, and thank you as well, RTP.
You're lovely to have you.
But anyways, I was pro tariffs because I just happen to own a clothing company that's based in New York. It's like classic preppy apparel, if you will, or classic sportswear, if you will. All of the clothing that we produce is either made in the United States. And honestly, it is cheaper for me to produce in the United States just because of vertical production. Like, it's like I don't have to deal with like high shipping costs or even like high volume necessarily. Like I can produce like one-offs or samples, et cetera, based on demand, if you will, based on a business. Secondarily, the remaining like 20% of my clothing is based in UK, so that's not getting tariffed due to like the loophole of dis minimis. So like only Trump is like particularly tariffing within the textile industry, that is like conduits of like Chinese goods like India, Vietnam, et cetera, et cetera. So basically what I'm getting at is I've previously, before these tariffs even took place, I didn't know Trump was actually serious about doing this. And I'll land the plane soon, I promise. I seriously didn't think he was gonna like actually implement these tariffs, but I was like, okay. In the mission, like, okay, no one knows who the hell I am. We're out and Brooks Brothers and J. Crew and J. Press, they have more friends.
We lost you for a second. Oh, yeah. We lost you for like 20 seconds. It was completely silent. It looks like your signal's a little rough right now.
So, like, what was the last thing you heard? That was
I mean, maybe I can sum this up. You're saying that like you like tariffs because they've been beneficial to you. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Basically, like I'll land the plane. Basically, I was in the middle of market penetration. Ralph Lauren obviously has more brand recognition than me, but what I could do is like offer a similar product, but genuinely it was cheaper and it was also being made in the United States. I was pro tariffs because, like, dude, if most of Ralph Lauren's clothes are still being made in Bangladesh, India, Vietnam, and China, of course, then like he has to increase his prices. So like market penetration is going to be more in my favor with these added tariffs because I can lower my costs and still make a profit. He has to increase his costs, but like his consumers could look at my product, look at his, and be like, "Yo, dude, this guy's actually making it in the U.S. and it's cheaper and it's like of same or superior quality. Like this benefits me."
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, look, sometimes tariffs benefit you. I'm not anti-tariffs. I think one of the real problems is that people think that there's two sides to this argument, and one side is pro-tariff and one side is anti-tariff. And that's because the pro-tariff side just keeps saying they won't tell the truth about what we believe. What we actually believe is that the problem with Trump's tariffs are not that tariffs are being used. Tariffs are a useful tool. But the problem with Trump's tariffs is they didn't seem to be very directed or targeted. He would slap them on and take them off. He wasn't winning trade deals. And ultimately, if you look at like where the damage is being done, there are people, there are businesses that are being hurt. And there doesn't seem to be a reason for it. So some people will benefit. I mean, Elon Musk has benefited for a while now on our tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. They make a better product in some people's opinion, and we can't really import them without 100% tariff. I don't remember what the tariff was before; it was 100%. But yeah, sometimes tariffs are good, sometimes they're bad. I don't think Donald Trump knows what a tariff is. That's my first problem. He still thinks that like other countries pay them. We haven't even gotten past that part of it.
Depending on like if you're reading like BBC, The Guardian, or what have you, his motive seems to be changing depending on like the month and the year. Like at first it was like, oh, it's a negotiation tactic. Then it was like, oh, it's to like, minimize the intake of DRUG.
Why do you think we have to guess so much? Why can't he just tell us what he's doing?
Based on the UK, US,
I think he's probably reading something.
Oh no.
oh, sorry. Your question was, why do I think we have to guess so much? It's because
my question was, why doesn't he just tell us what he's doing?
based on the UK-US trade tariff deal he did, he's unfortunately using it as a coercion tactic to get more concessions. And based off of that
Concessions for what?
deal, I think we did
Yeah, but
because
concessions for what?
particularly the UK the UK is going to decrease their tax on digital service platforms. So businesses like Meta, Instagram, X, Twitter, et cetera, those companies are going to face less taxes on those corporations, and all the business owners that market and sell products on those platforms. Small business owners, they get to benefit from more money in their pockets too.
They do? How do they get more money in their pockets for that?
Because it won't be taxed.
It's going to trickle down?
No, part of the deal was
what won't be taxed?
Well, in the UK US tariff deal, the digital service platform tax is going to decrease. That's part of that deal. So that's good for small business owners and the actual investors in
small
those
business owners are
platforms.
offering like digital services.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The digital service tax, by the way, we don't have that trade deal done yet. That didn't finalize or anything today, right?
No, it's been done. The UK ambassador was in the Oval Office when they announced that deal.
Was that today?
Dude, that was either like 2 months ago.
Well, then they slapped tariffs back on them. We're back in a trade war with them.
There were always tariffs. I'm specifically talking about a tariff deal with the UK, with the US. So yes, we're talking about tariffs.
And excuse me, sorry, I'm a little bit high. What was the
oh my god, RTP. You said you're what now?
I was just a little high. But you said this is how I am all the time, don't worry about it. You said it was the digital services tax?
Digital service platform is part of the UK-US tariff deal, yes.
What's the tax? Okay.
That's less. They're basically, you're aware that like all these platforms and all these small businesses, they can run overseas and like into like the European markets, including the UK. So if you're operating in the UK, they want to tax you if you're making money off of their market. This line item is particularly called the digital service platform.
Digital service taxes is what we're talking about, right?
Basically, if you're operating in the UK and you're making money, that they want to tax you, this will decrease that. Yes.
So this is like massive digital services companies. Like this isn't mom and pop shops, dude.
The TikTok shop is one example. You can be a small business owner and like market and sell products online, including any social media platform.
That has nothing to do with you don't pay a digital services tax for that.
If you're making money on the internet, they're going to tax you. Yeah.
No, a digigital service
that's exactly
no. That's a good. Like a digital service is a service that you get digitally. Excuse me, can I finish?
No,
please?
RTP.
Would you mind if I finish real quick?
You weren't familiar with the deal. You weren't familiar with the deal, but now you're saying you're an expert on the deal. You didn't know about it. You didn't know about it. You didn't know about the deal 2 minutes ago.
I still don't know about the deal, but I know what digital service taxes are. I still don't know what deal you're talking about, but I'm familiar with digital service taxes.
We were talking about the UK-US tariff deal.
And I don't know anything about that. Right now we're talking about digital service taxes and who those are applied to. These taxes would not be applied to somebody who's selling a product on TikTok shop. Are you going to interrupt the whole time? Are you going to interrupt the whole time? Are you going to interrupt the whole time?
Deal.
I know, but what is a digital service tax?
RTP, I explained it to you like 3 times now. If you're high, then I think you're impaired, dude.
So you're just not going to tell me what it is? That's what we're doing? You're telling me I'm wrong, but like you're not going to tell me why I'm wrong?
And then you told me that you were high. And you told me that twice, dude. So I think you're a little bit impaired. Let me know when you're serious. I'll go on mute.
Listen, I tell you,
what the fuck is going on? I'm just asking him what a digital service tax is, and he keeps telling me that I'm high. The question is, what is a digital service tax?
So RTP, you never really read the UK-US tariff deal. I was explaining to you, and then you were
why do you keep saying that? Just tell me what it is. What is a digital services tax?
If you weren't listening to me the past 3 times, I don't think a 4th time is going to help you. You're impaired, dude. You told me that you were high.
What is it? I do this every weekend. The thing is, you guys are so goddamn dumb. I have to get on your level in order to understand you. I asked you a question. What is a digital services tax? And you keep saying, I already told you. I want to tell you again.
You just told me that you get high every weekend.
Tell me what it is.
Tuesday,
just tell me what it is.
You just told me that you get high every weekend. It's Tuesday.
Every day.
Dude, it's Tuesday. It's not the weekend.
Every day. Hey, you're not my dad. What are you doing here? What is it? What is this tax?
So let me know when you actually read the deal.
Listen,
because
Adler's eating.
He's trying
to get a clarifying question. So if you can have a conversation, let's not just try to dismiss. He's asking you a clarifying question. Do you want to engage in the debate or not?
Yeah, so I explained it to him 3 times. If you weren't listening, if he wasn't listening, what is the point of the 4th time?
Well, we'll find out this time. If I don't get it the 4th time, what is a digital services tax?
Let me know when you read the UK-US tariff deal.
That has nothing to do with this, dude. If you don't understand that, you're saying that in the UK-US deal that there is a digital services tax break, that they are somehow not getting tariffed, and you said that will affect people who sell products. Oh, he left. Did he leave? Did he just run? Jesus Christ! What a day! My God.
I didn't even get to finish my shrimp.
Who chose that topic, too? That's wild.
Well, Gary ran, because we pressed you to answer the question, so. Just as wrong taking opposition.
Well, listen, I know you're high. I'm hungry, so we should be good to go.
The thing is I just told him that so that when I asked him questions, he wouldn't feel like I was like pushing him. I wanted him to be like, explain this to me like a toddler. That's why I said it.
And I just looked it up. It's gross revenues on digital services. If he's a garment manufacturer, if he makes clothing, he doesn't use digital stuff. So he's just full of shit.
Yeah, that's a tax on like profits too. It's not a tariff. Like I'm sure that if that was in their negotiations, that wouldn't even have anything to do with tariffs. That would just have to do with part of trade that they negotiated there, or taxation. But you don't put a tariff on that. You can't import knowledge.
Just look at there was some the UK temporarily spared from a 50% metal tariffs for the UK. So everything I'm seeing with the UK and US tariff deals has to do with steel.
So yeah, that's why I was confused. I don't know what deal he's talking about. He said it was when the prime minister was here 2 months ago. It just could have happened, but I don't have any clue what he's talking about.
Well, if you weren't so stoned, you maybe.
That's a good point.
All right, I'm leaving.
Bye.
Look at this.
Nothing like some really well produced frozen fish there. That's great.
Listen, it tastes beautiful, and these biscuits are amazing.
Well, you're in Louisiana, and you went to Red Lobster. You could probably go to like a gas station and get crawdads that are unbelievable, and you went to Red Lobster.
Well, when you're pulling an oversized load, you really can't pull in wherever you want. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
I feel like you didn't really try. You know about Yelp? You know about that?
I know
like an app on your phone, you can just search in what kind of food you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Give that a shot next time.
I know,
you're in Louisiana, the home of seafood, and you went to Red Lobster.
Listen, you're just too high to understand this, okay? No.
Not this shit again.
You're too high for this.
Yeah, hold on. I need to go. Give me 1 second. I gotta go get my my food from the door.
Well, the Wi-Fi is better because it's shit is too wild. Hey, Jen.
I just add Leonie as a mod. Who else do you usually have? I think I saw is Susie. Is she normally a mod? I'm trying to see her off. Okay. I'm just so I'm actually streaming this on my Wi-Fi. That's why it's not trash. So
that's messed up, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying the truth. So if you guys are opposition to Jay request, I think they're not
What's that thing, Jen?
What?
What is that keeps moving?
Oh, it's my fan.
Oh.
Or something. Yeah. Oh, I have it flipped around, so it's what the hell? What is that? Oh yeah, it's because I had there. I'm not having it on my face, so alright.
Well, thank you, Jim. Appreciate you. But thank you, man. Appreciate you. Oh, that's good. That's good. See, I knew it wasn't just mine. A lot of, yeah. And, you know. Excuse me, bro. When you get a chance, can I get more biscuits? Thank you, bro.
More biscuits. You need some more biscuits. You got 15 pounds of food in front of you. You need more biscuits. This is unbelievable that you're in a Red Lobster right now. Talking alive. This is what dreams are made of.
Listen, so, you know, I talked to Jen earlier, and I thought about it, and I'm just gonna ask, bro. How come you didn't answer the question when Jeff was on the live the other day?
What question? What's the question?
Who do you miss more?
Who do I miss more?
Man, I keep thinking of these biscuits that are coming fresh and hot.
Is this a different? Are we having like a DTR here? What's going on?
No, I'm just saying. I asked you, who would you, how do I restate this question?
I don't know, man.
Are you
seem
getting high
nervous
right
about
now?
this question? No, I'm not. I'm good. This is you. You sound like the last guy now, where you got confused and you started blaming me.
That's right.
Yeah, it sounds like the last
That's
guy.
right. Yeah, it's hot as hell down here. Golly. Bro, it's hot as hell. So let's go back to the Jubilee, and I'll remember the question. So what did you take out of that? So what did you take out of that whole thing?
What do you mean? Like, what was my experience?
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
It was a really good experience. I haven't been part of any other ones. I think compared to the other middle grounds I've seen, like, it was pretty cordial. I thought it was, the way that they run it, you really don't know, you're not going to know the prompts, you're not going to know what to study, you're not going to know what information you have. They keep that from you, and you don't know what other creators are going to be there. So it's legitimately like I didn't know any of them anyways, but it's legitimately, you get there, they don't put you in the same room, and then you walk into that room, you get mic'd up, and you go. So it was a good experience. I think we filmed for like 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. So there's stuff that was cut out, but I honestly don't remember what was cut out, except for there was like one kind of little argument that was cut out. But
argument.
It was a good experience. Red shirt and the guy next to, I think his name's Mason, if I remember now. I think it's Mason, the guy that had like the zip up sweater. Really smart guy. I think I overheard him saying that he had like done some work for the Disney Channel or something. I don't know. I might be making that up, but I feel like I heard him tell somebody that. So, it was a good experience. I'd love to do it again. They've got them out in. They've got a studio in LA, and then they have one in Orlando. So I'd love to go to both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I know your favorite, your best friend is doing in August.
What? Who?
Your best friend.
Which one? I have a lot of best friends. Which one?
Older millennial.
Oh, what's he doing?
Economics.
But what? Did you know what? Is he doing a middle ground one or?
It's supposed to be where there is all of these conservatives, and then there's just going to be one opposition.
Oh, he's one of the conservatives in that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. He's perfect for that. I wouldn't do that one, honestly. It's called Surrounded. I wouldn't like that at all. My ADHD's way too bad. You have to run to the chair. That feels weird. I don't know. I would probably, I don't, in fact, I specifically said like I wouldn't do one of those. So I would do middle ground. They have some other options. I can't remember what they're called. Or if I was the person in the middle, I would do that.
What is that?
I'm also surprised older millennials saying that because they have like pretty strict rules on you're not supposed to tell people before you film. I wasn't allowed to tell anybody that I was going there.
Well, his big mouth doesn't keep a secret, does he?
Maybe it might be different for like that particular one. I don't know. Maybe for the Surrounded, it's different. But yeah, we were not allowed to tell. They're real strict on a lot of stuff. Even like up until we shot, I thought I would be able to come back and tell people what we did. And then they told us when we left, they're like, you can't tell people that you've been on Jubilee. And then everybody from that episode like tweeted about it. So I was like, I guess I'm safe. And then I told people. But
no, it was actually, I enjoyed it very much. Just that musician guy was really pissing me off. But the woman, she was pretty smart. I liked the way she approached the questions.
Wait,
the one in the blue. The one in the blue.
Interesting. That's not everybody's take. I thought she was really nice. I thought she knew stuff. I thought her opinions were really bad. But yeah, you're right. She did have she had done some research. She knew some numbers. but I thought her opinions were bad.
No, I mean,
Where'd Big Boat go? Was Big Boat here for a minute and then he's gone?
RTPTalk mods are blocking chat. I'll deal with that later. It's just, oh man. No, but that was, I must admit that was probably one of the top 5 that I've enjoyed, and I've watched a lot of their videos. The one that I really disliked was with Jordan Peterson.
That was amazing. That was my favorite one. He's such a psycho. He's such an absolute psycho. He gets so mad so fast. He's a nut job. I can't believe that guy was like, for a long time, he was like everybody's hero. He's insane.
Yeah, I was like, why are you joining the panel? And then he couldn't answer the question if he was Christian or not. That was just...
Atheist? He's the Christian? He's the lone representative? I'm not telling you if I'm a Christian. All right. What are we going to do?
Literally.
I think that's what he said. Like, you don't know if I am or not, but I don't have to tell you that. It's like, good Lord, dude, this guy's 12 years old.
Yeah, that was a brutal one for him. I did not... Man, I watched that, and I will give who was it? Is it Dean or Parker?
Dean did his own. Parker's been on a couple episodes, but Dean did the Surrounded, where it was him in the middle.
No, against Jordan Peterson.
Oh, that was Parker. Yeah, Parker was great.
He dissected him surgically, and I was like, what?
I hadn't heard that argument before either. I don't know if that's an original argument from him, but that was really good. Yeah, I thought Parker was probably... I thought he was the highlight of that show. He was so good.
That was... Yeah, I mean, the kid just tore him up. It was like, God bless it. It was amazing.
Give me 1 second. Let me respond to it.
I'll tell you what, this crown... Yes. OM did apologize to Linz last night. So, yeah, that was clear.
That was so weird.
Bro.
That was so weird. And like all these people messaging me, they're like, you gotta go talk about... I'm like, I'm not talking about this. On that video, I looked good. I looked like I was a fan. I was like, I'll just leave it there. I'm going to go up now and correct the record. I looked good there. It was fine.
Well, the way he came out, I don't disagree. And I was like, what? And the next thing I hear is, well, me and RTP don't see eye to eye in virtually nothing, but I'll give him credit. I'm like...
We have different opinions on how math works. It's crazy. We don't even agree on addition and subtraction.
Well, that's a little bit weird. I don't know.
I did, though, see today, somebody maybe reposted it. He did a video about Palantir. He also thinks Palantir is a problem, so that's good. That was basically my whole show today.
I mean, thanks to Ethereum, because I went in there last night and I was like, look, bro, you need to stop this. And so Ethereum kind of facilitated everything. And so he apologized and said, hey, the person who sent me the video just sent me the little snips and what they wanted to hear. I was like, I know who sent you the video. It's not a secret.
Did he ever respond to the people that made real videos about him? Thanks, man.
I don't think he ever responds. I don't think so. I think he only responds to the people that he likes.
Because there was somebody, I didn't fact check it, but there's somebody that posted a video about their co-op, and it was pretty detailed. He was making at least a compelling case that this appeared to be fraudulent, but I've never seen him respond to that one. He may have. I just haven't seen it.
No, the only one that I was really interested in, I guess there was a woman who was really going after him, and that's how with this whole fraud thing, and he said he was going to sue her and all this other stuff, and she made a video like, well, your attorney said you can't do a damn thing. So she's been just going after him left and right.
That's the Republican way. Sue people when they say mean things about you. That's what Donald Trump does.
Well, it's prolonging it and then just draining people out. That seems to be the kind of the norm.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw like the bill that they're trying to pass now would basically, the Supreme Court shot down the argument already, but now the bill that they're trying to pass is basically that courts couldn't do nationwide injunctions. So if you wanted an injunction, it would have to be on like a personalized basis. So like if whatever it might be, like any of Trump's executive orders, if the courts find them to be unconstitutional, they only get to rule in favor of that one plaintiff. It doesn't become case law. So now, like anybody who was hurt by it, they would all individually have to sue the president of the United States or the government, which nobody has resources for. That's legitimately what Republicans are trying to ram through right now. It's absolutely insane.
Have you talked about what's his name, Elon, at all lately?
I mean, no, I did a Jubilee episode about it. I thought it was funny that he got the thing about his eye was one of the most fucking bizarre things I've ever seen in my life. He says it was his son, but it was the weirdest story. He's like, I told my son to punch me in the face, so he did, and I didn't even feel it till the next day. Like, that's some shit you say when you're fucked up, right? I got so fucked up that I told my son to punch me in the face. I didn't even feel it till the next day, and now I have a black eye. No sober person does that. And then there was like this conflicting story that came out that like he and Scott Bessent like got into like a fight, and that maybe Scott Bessent did it, which would be way better. Because I don't know if anybody's ever got Scott Bessent mad. Either way, it's a crazy story. And then Trump was like in the corner trying to like cover for him. Like Trump kept trying to interject. He's like, oh yeah, actually, if you know X could do that. And then he's like, oh, I barely even noticed your giant fucking black eye. He's like, this is the first time I'm noticing it. It's like, bro, the whole face is black. What are you talking about? Trump was clearly uncomfortable with that answer that he gave. And then today, did you see what Elon said?
About the big bill or whatever the hell it is?
Yeah.
I was reading a little bit. I was going to ask you about that too.
Yeah, he just said, he tweeted out, where is it? I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. Which is wild because, like, Trump has been telling them, if you don't vote for this, you're fucked. So he and Trump might be feuding now.
Wow.
Let's see. Has Trump said anything yet?
I haven't seen nothing.
He's probably so mad. This is what happens, though. You get too close to Trump. If you get close and things don't go your way, and you think, like, I'm going to tell the truth, and this will go well for me. No, you're going to lose. Every follower Trump has will just immediately turn on you.
Yes, they will. Yeah, they will.
I don't see anything from Trump yet.
I didn't find nothing earlier. I was looking to see on X. I didn't find nothing.
Sometimes he does more stuff on Truth Social. Let's see.
What's Susie? What's Susie?
What?
No, my friend Susie. She was just saying, really, when I said they will turn on you. Okay,
yeah,
man, thank you.
Like nothing on. He hasn't said anything on. He's just yelling at Rand Paul still. Fuck Rand Paul. He's so mad at Rand Paul.
What do you got for dessert?
Are we just going to go over on debates? We have one psycho, and then that's going to be the night?
I'll take strawberry cheesecake, please. Yes, sir. For here. And then I'll be ordering another meal as well to go. So. Oh, wait. Thank you.
This is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane.
And this is why I say, bro, if we ever go golfing or whatever, I'm not paying lunch, bro. Since you're rich.
Bro, I'm a live streamer. Broke as shit. What are you talking about? You think we make a lot of money? It is not a great living out here.
Listen, according to...
Well, Parker and Dean, they make a lot of money. But if you don't have an army of gifters for 6 hours a day, it's not a rich life out here.
Listen, even though I've never liked neither one of them, Parker or Dean, but what those kids are doing is just amazing.
At your age, you shouldn't like them. Like, at your age, if you watched them a lot, it would be concerning.
No, and that's why I find it very funny when you see these grown men go up there and go after these, like that, what's his name? He's moderate or something Republican, moderate, some shit like that. He always goes up and just thinks he gets them, and I'm like, bro, they are destroying you. Like,
I don't know who that is.
Something. Well, he said he debated you many times and all that. He's moderate Republican, moderate. He's got like
Jen probably knows.
No, he's got like.
Are they talking about Liam? Is that?
I don't. I'm not
saying
sure.
Liam in there. Jen, no, I'm the worst with names. I'm sure we have debated a bunch of times, and I feel bad. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I just never remember anybody's name. But most of the time, I'm not even looking at the name if I'm on TikTok. I'm usually looking at a screen. So, sorry, moderate. Go get him. We can debate.
Yeah,
go find him.
He'll never. He's told me. He said, "Listen, what exactly? Oh, he said, you go against Trump, so I can't be your friend, and I'm gonna unfollow you."
Oh, sorry, bud.
I'm like, oh man. What's his name? Big what?
Some of those are condos and stuff.
Hey, Big Tall Small, are you there?
Oh,
Big Tall Smell.
Sorry, guys. I'm listening,
that's...
but I'm not wanting to be up. I apologize.
No, that's okay. Thanks, man.
All right.
But
I was sad. I was so excited. I got like a minute to chew my food. I was excited.
Oh, thank you, bro. You're the man. Look at that, Jay.
Get there. Cheesecake?
Strawberry cheesecake.
Right. A lot of people in the chat are saying key lime pie to go.
I'm not a big fan of key lime.
Of course you're not. It's like the best pie in the world and you don't like it. Of course.
No, I'm not a big fan of it. I love New York cheesecake. I love peach cobblers and stuff like that. But not.
We're gonna sit here and watch you. We're gonna sit you here and watch you eat. Are you out of your mind?
Listen.
You're gonna listen. Like 80% of the people who watch me are neurodivergent, and this is gonna fuck with 60% of them. This is gonna be their. This is literally their nightmare. Every one of them.
Well, first of all, yeah, please. First of all, you're gonna have to explain what neurodivergent means.
What did you say?
You're gonna have to explain what whatever that thing is.
Neurodivergent? Just like your brain works differently than like what you would see generally speak. I don't know if that's a good way to describe neurodivergence. Like somebody with like ADHD or somebody with like OCD or autism, like that's neurodivergent. So it's just like your brain works differently than like normal, not typical. There you go. Thank you, Casey. Not typical.
Okay.
So like I have ADHD, so I'd be considered like neurodivergent. And we tend to have a lot like across people with neurodivergent traits. Like there are some things that kind of unify us, and one of them for a lot of us is watching. Like we can't stand hearing people eat or watching people eat.
Oh,
I don't know why.
All right.
It's a weird thing.
My bad.
That's all right. It's all right. We've all learned to deal with it. My mom, growing up, she had her jaw would pop every bite she would take, and it would drive me absolutely insane. And they used to get so mad at me, but I could not stand mealtime. To this day, like after growing up, I just want to eat by myself. Like I just want to take my plate of food and go in the other room and eat. Yeah. In fact, most of the time, like when I was married, I would eat in the garage. I'd just take my food and eat in the garage.
Really?
Yeah.
No, at the house. Well, the way I am, but at the house, my wife is very strict.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. I understand. But your marriage lasted, mine didn't, so there might be something to that. That could be part of it.
20 years. 20 years. I mean, when she says jump, I'm like, how high?
We know. We've been around for that. We're very aware of that.
It's just...
Everybody likes Mrs. Admir. I bet she's thrilled to have a liberal husband now, isn't she?
I'm sorry, what?
I bet she's thrilled, like, having a liberal husband now.
So who's the liberal? Listen, bro, do you know how much hate I've got?
Who's the liberal that my wife is married to? I don't know. Yeah, I wonder.
It's all right, man. No, listen, bro. I always ask I said, listen, why don't you come in and debate Jay? She goes,
she's on my side.
And she goes, what exactly am I supposed to argue with him? I said, anything. Just pick up something. She goes, we're going to argue the same points. I said, wow. That's crazy.
You see what you're saying?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I got out of that.
Yeah, no. My wife can debate. I wish she would come. She doesn't even have Facebook. She doesn't have nothing. No social media at all.
She's also debating you, though, so you might think she's better than she is. I'm not saying she's not great, but I don't know that I would trust your... Like, if she's debating you...
There is no debating me, because every time I try to have an argument, it's my way, and that's it.
That makes perfect sense.
No, this is just it's a backup. My other one got banned till whenever. But have you ever gotten a 24-hour ban?
Yeah, lots of them.
I got a 24-hour ban today.
Yeah, that's good for you. Like, the fact that it's not a week, that's pretty good for you.
I was so pissed. Well, they said that I was bullying.
Yeah, not you though. You wouldn't have done that.
No, because it was on a good friend's live, and we were just happy about it.
I got mine. I got my week banned for showing a TikTok. Like, I played a TikTok, and they're like, "This is like sexual exploitation." I was like, "How could I played it from your website? How did I get banned? This is you guys. How are you banning me right now?" That was pretty wild. And it wasn't even that bad. It was that guy who he does those clips where he like mouths Trump speeches, and he says like Trump is a gay man. Have you seen those?
No.
They're hilarious, and that's all it was.
I haven't seen. No, I don't even know. Man, this has been going on for like the Trump taco. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. You know,
taco is?
Yeah, no. I see all these memes.
So all these people on Wall Street, they call them taco trades. Like, they're trading against the market. Anytime they find like a pattern, they'll name it, and they call it a taco trade, which is short for Trump always chickens out. And it's about them betting like along with the tariffs. Like, as the tariffs come, like he just always chickens out at the last minute. That's what they call it, and he hates it. He's so mad. Have you seen the video of a reporter asks him about it? Which is crazy, because that story had been going all day. So that means nobody in his staff like had the guts to be like, "Hey, sir, you may hear about something called a taco trade." So he had to hear it from a reporter. And I don't remember to guess. They like said what it was, and he's like, Trump always does something. They're like, "No, Trump always chickens out." And he's like, "Yeah, right. Me, I would never chicken out." And he got so mad. And then he went after the reporter. He's like, "That's a dumb, terrible question." It's just a typical day in Trump world. That nobody around him thought to like brief him on that. That half the country was calling them taco trades.
Oh my God!
It's been a bad week for him.
So after the last live that we had with the whole Jeff thing, I don't even know how the fuck that just exploded.
So funny. I was dying. You guys are like teenagers. It's crazy.
It happened so quick. I was like, damn, bro, just calm the hell down.
And then, things come at you fast. And Jeff is the ultimate. Jeff escalates everything. It's like his only speed. So as soon as it starts going, Jeff just starts like pushing everybody's buttons just to get him more and more mad. He's incredible at what he does. He's the best.
He is.
He's so good at annoying people.
Bar none.
I was dying. Me and Jen were laughing.
Listen, he gets this facade and I'm like, dude, how can you go into this character that just flips and he goes into this mode, and I'm like, bro, how do you do that? I wish
he's just being Trump. He's just doing a Trump impression. Like if you ask him how he just tries to say what he thinks Trump would say. That's his whole shtick. Which is why Republicans loved him, and we'd get so mad. And then over here we laughed because like he was doing Trump to them, and they're like, "This guy sucked." It's like he's doing an almost perfect impression minus like the voice, but it's the same thing. Speaks in catchphrases, never addresses a point. Whataboutism. He's incredible at it. It's the best Trump debate impersonation I've ever seen.
What really ticked him off when I said, Jeff, you cannot debate for worth a shit. Oh, it was silence for like maybe 4 seconds, and it was just like, okay, here we go. I'm like, dude, slow the hell down.
That one probably did make him mad. That one does work. If you're gonna go at Jeff, you have to go at things that you know he has an ego about. That's one of them. You can also say things like, nobody ever watches your lives, or you could go with, you say something about like his arms, either he has skinny arms or something. Those are the things you have to do to get to Jeff. All the other stuff, like calling him a grifter, he does not care because he thrives on that.
I was like, when Hogbus came up with him, I was like, oh, here we go.
I thought I was going to settle things down. I'm like, I know everybody up here. I'll come up and just say everybody chill. And Hogbus like, no, motherfucker. I was like, oh, never mind. I'm out. Go back down. You guys continue.
I was like, Hog. I was texting Hog. I'm like,
Hog went hot fast.
Yeah. I was like, Hog, it's all right. Don't do this. He's all, fuck this. I was like, have at it. It's like, whatever.
For that one time you tried to track Hog Boss down in real life, and now you guys are friends.
He's really, you know what? Yeah, listen, I'll tell you what. Me and Hog have went.
You want to tell the people what happened? You want to tell them about it or no?
It was about my wife. And listen, and everybody knows. Well, now everybody knows that if you want to get to me, all you gotta talk about shit about my wife. And Hog said what he said, and it's
I bought a flight.
It was, what's so fucked up is that the address that he sent me, I was so close, but I couldn't get to it.
Yeah, because you couldn't figure out how to work a GPS?
I was so close to, and listen, jokes aside, everybody knows how to get to me. Now I'm like, listen, you don't have to, you know what I mean? You can talk shit, whatever, do. I've learned my lesson with Hog and with Trey, and you can talk shit about my wife, because my wife, sat down with me and said, listen, what are they going to do? The worst thing they can do is, come on our property? Well, if they want to come on our property, well, then they'll find out real quick. So I was like, oh.
Because you'll hug them? Is that why? Yeah. And they'll be like, damn it, he hugged me. I hear you.
But I'll tell you what.
It gets a little too serious on TikTok from time to time. People get real. I love going into a live and people are like, pull up. It's like, no, none of you are going to pull up. You're arguing on TikTok. If you were the kind of person who pulled up, you wouldn't be arguing on TikTok. Let's knock that off.
And I had
None
to
of us
learn
are
that the hard
people.
way.
We're all
and I had to
people.
learn.
Yeah.
And I had to learn the hard way. Give me 2 minutes. Yeah. I had to learn the hard way. Such a like short fuse and all that. Like such a short fuse.
You've done great, but I do appreciate when it comes out sometimes. Sometimes I like when you lose your cool.
I was just talking to somebody last night, so that's why I was going to run it by you. And so I've received several messages about that. Have I? I've never lost cool when I used to come to your lives. Have I?
I don't think so. I think we always had good conversations. I don't ever remember arguing with you.
Yeah, I don't remember ever. I just know that I always had conversations.
No, I think you're closer to me. Like, I'm not afraid to argue, but I'd rather not. Like, I'd rather have a normal discussion. But like, if it gets messy, like I'll get a little messy. It's kind of fun.
Well, there's got to be a time for that. You know what I mean? If you want to get a little messy, that's fine. But it's just. And I'm at fault too. I'm like, bro, we take.
I don't want to get messy with you. You're gonna leave chicken grease all over me.
Oh, or cheesecake.
That wouldn't be bad, actually.
Right. But I did not realize. So when that whole thing was going on with Jeff and all of that. So and if it's kind of, I hope I'm not crossing the line, but. So I've received about 4 different messages. So do you and Felice have something in the works?
In the works?
Yeah. Because listen, bro, I would be like you guys used to have a show. I would love to watch it. That would pass my time like quick.
No, we talked maybe like a month or 2 ago about possibly, and I told her I had an idea. I don't even remember what the idea was. I had an idea of a way to do something, but we haven't talked since. I just got so busy. I don't have time to do like a second show. But we're good. We're on good terms. I think she's got a bunch of projects going on right now. I think she's doing something. She was doing something with like Fax and Matt, and I think she still does stuff with Pickles. And maybe somebody else, I don't know. But no, we haven't talked about anything concrete for a while. We ran some ideas by each other, but hopefully someday in the future when things calm down a little bit.
No, that would be good. I actually enjoyed when you guys did that. Everybody keeps talking about this Pickles guy. I've never seen this guy. I don't even know who he is, but everybody keeps talking about him.
He's smart. He's a smart guy. He used to be like he was a gamer, like streamer.
What's up, Chris? Oh, that's why. Okay.
And now he's doing this. He's smart. I like Pickles. Yeah, I think he's a good debater. He stays really calm. He's a smart guy.
I wish I can stay calm.
Same.
I wish I can. I just can't stay calm for shit, bro. The only time that I can stay calm is when I'm doing edible in about maybe 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
That's not calm, dude. That's a seizure. It's nothing about that is calm. It's just you laying on the floor going. Do you have the recording of last week when you just started going, Ash, help me?
Somebody has it. I think either Ash has it or Jen's got to have it. Jen's got to have it.
It's incredible.
Ash does. I don't remember that, bro. I just know that I was told about it.
I'm sure you don't. It sounded an awful lot like something you weren't going to remember the next day. 100 milligrams, no joke.
Bro, it is no joke. I forgot that I was supposed to send. Yeah, for the next time you do it, yeah, please do. I keep
hearing
he's
about live like mid-afternoon. Like when I get off my live, usually if I go into TikTok, he's usually live around that time. I think.
I mean,
that's right. That's right. You told Tony. Do you remember? I forgot. You're like, Tony, no offense. You can't listen to you talk anymore. You talk so much. It was something like that. I can't hear your voice anymore. We got to end the live. It's just actually, did that end the live? Maybe that didn't end the live. I think that's maybe when you just like quit Tony.
I remember telling him, that I couldn't hear his voice anymore. And then I had to apologize. I was apologizing to him for like 2-3 times, but
and then still kicked him.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for what I said, sir. Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna get some more biscuits, please. Yeah, and then can I get the chicken Alfredo?
Bro, is this meal 3?
Thank you very much, bro. Appreciate you.
Did you take 2 meals to go?
One is like a little portion. The other one is meal.
All right. That's insane, dude. How do you sleep?
Very sound.
Man, that would be a nightmare for me. That I wouldn't sleep. I'd just be.
What's up, CC? Listen. I love to eat, bro. I don't understand. I love to eat.
What's your dimension? What's your weight at right now?
I'm sorry, what?
What's your height and weight?
So I am at 5'5" and a half. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Actually, I just because I was at the gym over here, I'm at 219 right now.
All right.
But I think I look like Jean-Claude Van Damme in his younger days, bro.
That's what I was gonna. That's exactly what I was gonna say. You just look shredded.
I do. I do. Like
it's hard
a
to believe.
It's
hard to believe that somebody can look that shredded. To be honest.
I know, bro. It's ridiculous. No, what I do, it mainly the way I started eating this like this. It's when I fucked up my knee.
Yeah, you ate your feelings.
I think it put me in depression because that was the first injury that I've had in 45 years. I haven't been to a doctor since 1997.
You didn't get injured playing soccer at all?
Never.
That's
Never.
Wild. I guess you are pretty low to the ground. It's probably hard to.
You need to calm down with that bullshit. Low to the ground. Calm the fuck down. It's 5'5" and a half.
That's pretty low to the ground.
Listen, how tall are you?
How bad was it when the grass was a little bit longer? Was that just devastating to you? Get
Bro,
caught up around your knees.
No, but and that's what the weird part is through all the years that I played sports, never had an injury. My wife and I were going to Olive Garden, and I opened the door for her. She walks in.
Hurt. No, you did not get hurt going to Olive Garden.
No, I'm dead serious. Dead serious, bro. I opened the door for her, and I took a step to the right. And as I'm taking a step to the left, I just felt like my left knee just went like jello. And I said, something's wrong. And then I just fell. And that was it. And I did that MRI. Oh man, that fucking broke my heart.
And then you were like, "Fuck it, I'm doing three meals for every meal from now on."
Oh, bro, listen. You don't understand. When I'm home and it's just me and wifey and the boys are gone. Listen, bro.
It's just on.
Bro, like Donkey Kong. Yes, CC Shore Kings. Yes.
That's right. Hey, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here. I respect
how tall are you? Like 5'7", 8?
I'm legitimately 5'10". I know everybody says 5'10", but if you went and you looked at my soccer and basketball profiles, I was always listed at 6 foot. They would always lie and have me at 6 foot, but I'm 5'10".
What position did you play?
I was a forward. I didn't believe in defense.
Oh wow.
And that was back in the day. I don't know. I don't know what the club systems you grew up in, but it was everything was a 4-4-2 with a flat back, or every once in a while somebody had a sweeper. It's nobody. I remember one time somebody played a 3-5-2 on us, and we were like, "You can do that? How did you're allowed to do that? You're allowed to move around like that? What is going on?" We went to California to play it's the South Bay Gunners, which was they were the top Southern California team for years. And they rolled out a 3-5-2, and we looked at our coach. He's like, "I don't know."
How do you defend this shit?
We figure it out. We're just fuck, we've never seen this before. You can do that?
Yeah.
It's so different now.
Oh yeah. When so right before I got injured, you know who Marcelo is? He played for the
yeah.
South Bay Area, ding dong. It's not SoCal.
Yeah, but they called themselves the South Bay Gunners, and they were from Southern California. I don't know why they called themselves that, but
South Bay is southern, or in the Bay Area, South Bay.
They were in near Huntington Beach was where they played.
You can't remember people you talked to online, but you remember this one.
Well, I remember that I didn't go to San Francisco when I played them. That's how I remembered the whole thing. I was like, because I remember we went to Knott's Berry Farm after the game, which is right there in Huntington, right? Yeah. Take that.
There's also South Bay in the Bay Area. But so do we want? It doesn't look like we got any opposition. Are you guys wanting to restart, or you wanting to keep going? We want to.
It's up to Jay. I'm happy eating. It's up to him. I don't care.
I'm happy eating. We know you're happy eating, and that's what you do.
I'm just whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how this works. Are you supposed to restart?
I mean, I was just saying if you want to. It's an option.
Does that help? Is that a real thing that helps?
I don't think it helps for shit. I think it's just people. I
mean, it can, but
yeah, I don't have the control you do.
Doesn't want to be friends. Well, you can try one restart. How about that? Do one restart, and then if it doesn't work, then we'll wrap it up.
Right, yeah, cool. I think it's because both of us are on our backup accounts, and it's just what is he gone already? All right, Jen, restart.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? We won't run away anymore.
Enemy detected. Enemy ahead. Fight back. Together to victory! Feel the wrath of the goddess!
The mission area is ours to capture now.
I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that I would say don't try this at home. I think that's a bad idea. I don't think you should try any of this at home. And hope that Admir gets here at some point.
What were you saying?
I was welcoming everybody to Admir Eats, which is a 3-hour session of you eating between 12,000 and 18,000 calories in a 3-hour session. That's not way off.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad. Ooh, Starbucks.
Why not have some coffee? What else would you do at 10 o'clock at night in Louisiana after eating 12,000 calories? I know.
Oh,
how about
they're
coffee?
Closed.
Oh, because it's 10 p.m., dude. 10 p.m. If you want coffee, you're gonna have to go to a gas station.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to a gas station, aren't you?
It's too far for me to walk.
You might want to get some cardio in to that.
Yeah, I might as well.
Dunks is open. Do they have Dunkin' Donuts in Louisiana?
I did see a couple driving down the road. Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna make some people mad, but Dunkin' Donuts is horrific. For the life of me, I can't figure out why anybody goes to Dunkin' Donuts. Their donuts are just like shittier versions of Krispy Kreme, which are already like shittier versions of donuts.
Hey, wait.
The coffee is just like 6 out of 10.
No, listen, bro. Listen, there's nothing better than when you're driving home, a little bit tipsy, and the Krispy Kremes rolls out, because they're, at least in Colorado, they're still open 24. And you can go in, driving home, Krispy Kremes rolls out, because they're eat the glazed donuts.
Yeah.
So I'll have about, depends.
How many?
Maybe 6?
6 at midnight, and then you go to bed. You go to bed. This is insane. You're not a human. This is so crazy.
Listen, bro, I don't think you understand. Yeah. I just love food, bro. I just love food. I just love food. There's nothing wrong with food. Why? I mean, wait,
listen, I'm honestly not hating on you. I just think what you do is impressive. You just don't eat all day, and then you have like 3 meals at night, and then you go to sleep. I wish I could do that, to be honest.
But as I get, so my bedtime is normally, when I'm home, my bedtime is around, except on Tuesdays, but my bedtime is at about 8 o'clock. Because my dogs, they'll eat their dinner.
It's because you're old. Yeah, just say because I'm old.
I mean, well, that's how you want to put it, but that's fucked up. What do you mean I'm old, bro? Don't worry, you'll get here.
I'm not that far behind.
No, you're really not. You're 5, 6 years.
50? You're 50?
Listen, bro, let's just move on.
You said you got your knee injury when you were 45. How many years ago was that?
No, I didn't say when I was 45.
You said you hadn't had an injury in 45 years. Oh, so you were older than 45.
I never said that.
Well,
that's your assumption.
You can't be younger than 45 if you haven't had an injury in 45 years.
So injury happened 3 days before my birthday, which is in February.
So when you were 44 then, is what you're saying?
Well, I was 44, fucking 360, whatever days it is.
Okay. And how many years ago was that?
That was 1, 2, 3, 4 months ago.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that recent. Oh.
Yeah, February.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not that far.
And it's still bothers the hell out of me, that I'll probably never play again, but it is what it is.
Why, how bad was the knee injury? Why wouldn't you ever play again?
So the problem is, it's when I did my MRI the first time, the doctor was like, listen, I think it's your what is it called? Comes from out of your hip, goes all the way down along your knee.
I have no idea.
Hyperextension. It's hyper.
You hyperextended your knee?
It's hyperextended. It's a nerve that goes along the left side of the knee. But then the second time when I went in,
is it the knee nerve? Could be the knee nerve.
No, let me text this.
I appreciate you taking that seriously. Thank you.
IT band, yes, IT band.
IT band. Okay.
Hyperextended IT band, and that's what really got to my knee. But then when we went the second time, so I had that surgery.
You can come back from that.
The problem is, you can, but how lazy I am and how unserious
I'm not going to do the
I
work.
am. Yeah, I don't. Like I can walk. Like I'm walking right now. The only thing that I can do is, how you cut back from left to right. I can't do that. There's no way.
That's fine. Just running straight lines.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Not at 50. Jesus. Yeah.
Listen,
I didn't say
listen,
it was
bro, I don't
Jen.
know why you said that. Really, Jen?
Talk to her about
I thought Jen and I were friends, but now
You're never friends with Jen. Just some advice. You're never friends with Jen. No matter what, she'll always come for your throat. You're never friends with Jen.
listen, bro, I've never seen her even buck till the other night at Jeff. I was like, oh, Jeff, you're getting fucked up right now.
What does buck mean?
Oh my God, you young pups.
I've never heard anybody use that term ever. You buck? What is she, a horse? What is this?
Listen, bro, don't get me in.
Don't say that about
trouble.
Jen, dude. I like Jen. Don't say, how dare you? That was fucked up.
Listen.
Dude. That was not cool.
Listen, she will beat both of our asses for me saying.
I'm defending her. She would.
It doesn't matter. You're in the vicinity. It doesn't matter. Have you been playing golf at all?
No, I was gonna go today, but it was so nice. I got in the pool today.
See, I told you.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm very rich.
Hey, listen,
Listen, I'm not rich, but I was, I was at least smart with my money, but I do not have a lot of money, but I was good with it.
Listen, Des was telling me the other day, she goes, you know what? If you just cut back 50% of what you eat, she goes, we would be good.
You guys could have a vacation home. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much was the bill at Red Lobster? Just barely.
89. That's without the tip. And
somebody said $70 dinner for one, and they undershot it.
No, it was 89. It was 89 plus the tip. It was 109 even.
And she's the one that pays all the bills, so she sees this charge. What does she say about it?
Well, yeah, we're not going to discuss that. Well, you never know.
That's what you think about, yeah.
She's like Jen. She knows things without knowing things. Okay, just leave that shit alone.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get my ass in trouble. Fuck that. My wife is worse.
A plane. Then how'd that happen? Did she not know?
She had no choice.
No. Trip to visit home boss.
So at the time, I was doing a huge contract with R&N Components down in Palmetto, which is just north of Tampa.
Oh, so you were at home?
Yeah. So I was going back and forth. But let me tell you something. When she found out about that, oh God!
Did you get beat up?
I might as well. I would have rather just taken an ass whooping.
You got scolded pretty good?
Bro, God, man. Bro, it's just... But I'll tell you what, even though Hog and I don't see eye to eye on most things, there's something about his ass that I just...
You think he's cute?
Listen, bro.
You can say that's fine.
I'm not going to say
it doesn't have to be you can just acknowledge. It doesn't have to be
when
anything
there's
serious.
a
You can
handsome
just
dude,
say, yeah.
When there's a handsome dude, I'll say, yo, bro, he's a handsome.
He's just not your type.
What do you mean, my type?
I don't know. I think he's a handsome guy. I think he's handsome. I don't know why you're having such a hard time calling Hog Boss handsome.
Well, then get his number.
I have his number.
Okay, well then, I don't know. Call him, text him. Oh fuck.
I'm just trying to help you feel more comfortable.
No, listen, bro. If I think somebody's handsome, I'll say handsome.
Who do you think is handsome?
Out of TikTok?
Just anybody. Yeah, just anybody. No, just anybody. Out of TikTok, actually. Yeah, let's do TikTok. Let's make this real weird.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Tell us your top
real
three.
weird.
Who are your top 3 most handsome men on TikTok, Admir?
Does that go from both sides?
Sure. Yeah. I'm not out. Yeah. Sure. Whoever you want.
Oh damn, that's on a. Damn, you just put me on fucking blast, bro. Shit.
Yeah. Because you said earlier you were like, I'll say if I think.
Well, my friend Lamchop, he's handsome. Yeah, I don't know if you ever.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he's handsome. He's for some reason I thought that motherfucker was shorter than me. He's like 6'12".
That's 7 feet. That's
yeah,
7
I know. Well, yeah, man.
God damn. Unless you were MAGA.
Whoa. Wait. Those are fighting words. Calm the hell down, bro.
7'13".
Well, he is so tall, bro. I couldn't realize.
So now you're saying like maybe now you don't think he's as handsome or he's more handsome?
No. He is so tall, bro. I couldn't realize. I think
shout out
handsome,
Lamb Chop. Congratulations. Oh, here we go. Did that bring up the Republicans?
Boys, we've got a guest. You guys can we can have the dating talk later.
Oh, thanks. Red Labels, how you doing? Red Labels, are you here? Red Labels? Hello?
Sorry.
Red Labels, are you there? Oh, no, you're good. That was a little bit weird. They won't join if we're not actively raging. Can't rage. I just had a good meal, so I can't really.
Somebody get Janae in here.
No, leave. Bro, why do you have to say that? Oh man, listen.
Honestly, I heard you were talking shit about her. That's the only thing I know, and that everybody's been saying it.
About who?
Hey.
That I've been talking about Janae?
The rumor, man. It's the rumor.
Oh my god! I'm just gonna listen, bro. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
All right.
Yeah, because I gotta go repent.
Why not? The hell was
because
that? Did you just slam a door?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. To your truck?
Yes.
What in the world? Does it have to be? Does it have to be that? What do you think about the big beautiful bill?
What do I think about Big Beautiful Bill?
Yeah.
I think it's horrible. This is the thing that gets me. There are some good things in there, but why put it all together?
It's big and beautiful.
I just can't understand that. You know what I mean?
What do you like in it?
Why do you always have to put me on the spot?
Just wondering.
Jeez. Whatever, man. You gotta put me on a damn spot.
Is there anything MAGA left in you? You got any MAGA left? Or is it all gone?
Well, first, I was never MAGA.
Okay. All right.
I mean, just because I voted for the man, I was never MAGA.
I know that's true. That's on me. My bad.
Yeah, let that shit kind of slide. I'll let that shit slide this time. The next time, next time you do that shit, you're gonna buy me dinner. So.
I just saw what how much it costs. It's crazy. I got a kid to take care of.
It was because I only use my credit card for bills. It's embarrassing to say, but I alone, especially when I go on the road, so the more and more that I'm thinking about it, I was always a centrist. By definition, I was always a centrist. But policy-wise, there are some policies that I like on the left. There are some policies that I like that are on the right.
What are the ones on the right you like?
I voted directly on immigration, and that's why I am so pissed that nothing has been done.
What did you do? I can't remember. What did you want to get done?
So I want the whole system revamped because you literally have the whole system contradicting one another. You got in one part of that DHS that says, okay, well, you can come here by virtue. Doesn't have to be at the port of entry. Doesn't have to do nothing. You can file for asylum. Nope, you can't come into this country unless you have prior authorization. And that, to me, it's contradicting in itself. Because how are then people supposed to follow the rules of law when you're literally telling them, yes, you can come in here, in the same sense, no, you can't come in here. And that.
But what did you think he was gonna do?
I was hoping that he would come in here and hire more judges, hire more people to CBP officers. Because average right now, it's 5 to 7 years before anybody goes in front of that judge. That in itself is horrible. And so I think you need to speed up the process. And with the whole thing that happened with my next door neighbor, that really just did a 180 as far as immigration goes. And I've said this early on Matt's Live. I think that's why I got kicked off, is because until it hits home, you don't realize, and it really doesn't, jiggle your bills, as I would say it. And so that's kind of. Yeah.
One of the things that's weird about me about people who care a lot about immigration is I want to know why. It doesn't really affect anybody. Like, the effects of immigration on the everyday American are minimal and mostly positive. It always blows my mind that people are like, I love Trump because of his stance on immigration. And the further away we get from it, and the more we see that people are still just like going along with this, it's pretty hard to make the argument that it wasn't just like racist. And maybe some people don't understand that what they're feeling is racism. Like, it's just somebody that's still, at least outwardly, because people look Hispanic. But the further we get away from it, the more I'm just like, why does anybody care about this? Like, honestly, when was the last time immigration impacted your daily life? It's almost never.
Yeah, it never has. And that's why when I had a talk, I don't want to put her out here, but I think, who I'm talking about, and Jen knows who I'm talking about is. So we had a long talk, and I was like, wait a second. Like, how does this shit really impact me? And the more and more that I kept digging into, I'm like, this shit doesn't impact me at all. Whatsoever.
It's kind of how I feel about like most of the Republican platform. And I think that's why it's hard to debate, because you get into the minutia of this stuff, but all of it doesn't matter. Like, does a tax cut for rich people make your life better? Even a small tax cut for you. like, I don't know if people don't remember when Trump was president. It's not like we had a tax cut and everything got cheaper and people magically had more money in their pocket. You can go look at the data. Like, people didn't have more money and prices went up. It's such a bizarre thing about the entire platform. Like, it seems like everybody's waiting for this hypothetical payoff and nobody tends to notice that, like, there is no payoff. You get nothing from this party, ever. They've never done anything for, like, even when I was a Republican, they never do anything for us. But they just keep telling us, oh, believe in it, and eventually this is going to pay off. Meanwhile, like, they're all killing it.
Yeah, I mean, when people used to ask me, especially on the right, like, when did you make most of your money, and, how was trucking industry and all of that? And when I used to tell people, listen, I've been in the trucking industry since 2012. I've never made more money, and my company was never more profitable than it was under Joe Biden. Hands down. There was no dispute in it. There's nothing.
Because it was because of demand, right? Like, you reopen the supply chains from COVID. There were people that quit. There were companies that folded, like trucking companies. So if you stayed in trucking during that time, you didn't fold when it shut down. When you came into that, yeah, it was killer. But even then, it's like that. I just don't. I guess maybe it's like the hyper partisanship, but like, I do feel like some Democrats are going to be like, oh, look, it was better with Joe Biden. No, it wasn't. That was just basic supply and demand. There was a huge demand to reopen supply chains, and there were less truck drivers. So you're going to have more work. People are going to have to pay you more money because it's competitive now. Yeah, everybody made more money, and that had nothing to do with like policy.
Yeah, but I mean, the way I always used to, because I think me talking to you through all this time is that when it comes to that finances and tariffs, I mean, we can sit here for days and days and days. I probably still won't understand it. But I think a day-to-day operation is that, if you sit here and ask me, okay, so what is more important to you, making more money or people's rights? Well, of course, I'm going to tell you people's rights, right? But then the conversation then pivots all the way. It's like, well, you voted for a man who wants to take the rights away. And so I get stuck. I'm like, listen, I understand why you're telling me this, but, that's not what I voted for.
I also don't even think, like, when people say vote with your wallet, like, that doesn't even make sense. Because, again, like, voting Republican, there's this myth that, like, Republicans put more money in your pocket. It just statistically isn't true. You can look at it. Trump is famous for saying, like, I don't know what it is, but the economy just seems to do better under Democrats. Yeah, it's because it's more evenly distributed. Not much. Like, it's not much better, but it's a little more evenly distributed when Democrats have power. And when Republicans have power, it's not as evenly distributed. So most people are going to do better under Democrats. Billionaires are going to do much better under Republicans. And that's what we basically saw. Like, Trump, you had the Trump tax cuts in 2017, and they never really had the votes to undo those tax cuts. And those tax cuts stayed through all of Biden's presidency. And so, like, when people are like, I like Trump's tax policies, and then they point to Biden's whole 4 years like he was some failure. It's like, those are the same tax policies. So if you're going to say that the tax policy is going to fix this, then why didn't it fix it? Why did it make it worse? How come it was so much worse? How do we get all this inflation? That was under Trump's tax policy. How do we get all this debt? That was under Trump's tax policy too. So how are we magically going to cut taxes even more and then that'll fix it? It makes absolutely no sense. It's crazy what Republicans have pulled off. They've pulled off this thing where, like, everything they say is untrue, and then the Democrats are just slightly better, and still they split it 50% of the time. It flip-flops. It's crazy.
Well, to me, it's I see what you're saying. And so I was on a live yesterday, and I was on a conservative live, and so we started talking about this new tax bill and all that. And I said, well, help me understand, because I really don't understand how is it going to benefit the lower class when you're literally starting in 2029, if you're making a certain amount of money, it goes up to like almost 75%. And then all the way through 2033. I'm like, so from 2029 to 2033, if you're in a lower bracket, your taxes are going to go up. That's what I don't understand is how does that benefit regular folks? And not a single, and I'm not just trying to poke at people, but not a single conservative or somebody who voted for Trump can explain why do taxes for the middle people or for lower class go up? They can, I don't know, maybe if they can explain to me, I'm willing to learn, but to me, that's bullshit. That's just me.
So I think this is how they do it. What Republicans do to their voter base and the people that vote Republican is they tell you that elections are between somebody's here.
Mr. Logan, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Good. Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, yes, sir, I am.
I appreciate you coming up. So the way we do this is I also voted for Trump. RTP, he's on the left, so he's opposition. But the way it works is very simple, sir. If there was anything that you would like to talk to, you talk to him. Literally, he'll discuss anything. The only thing that I ask is, be careful on the interruptions and no name calling. Other than that, you guys have fun. I go on mute. Fair enough?
Yeah, that's completely fine.
Okay, is there anything on your mind that you want to discuss or just kind of go along with it?
Yeah, I do actually have one thing here. So, RTP...
You broke up right there. Could you...
So you are a Democrat, correct?
I'm technically a registered Republican. I tend to vote Democrat, but I'm not a big fan of the Democrats.
Okay, so do you follow what Kamala did, right? You agree with her policies?
Do I know it? I voted for her. If that's what you're asking.
Okay. Why did you vote for her? If I can ask that.
Her ideology, her policy would have been closer to the left than Trump's. I thought she had pretty mid policies. I don't think they were great, but they were closer to me than the Trump policies would have been. So
real quick, so you are a person that is just going to vote blue just because it's blue, correct?
No.
Okay, well that's basically kind of what you just said here, because you said her policies are closer to the left than Trump's were.
No,
personally, I'm
going
to vote
to me. I'm on the left, so they're closer to me.
Okay.
To what I believe.
So you do follow the left policies, correct?
No. I believe what I believe, and then I vote.
The policies were closer to you.
Yeah, but it's the way that you're phrasing it. Maybe this is where we're getting confused, because I make up my own decisions, and then I vote for people who are most closely aligned to me. So there are people on the left, for example, if you took Josh Shapiro, it's likely that I would vote for a Republican who was not taking AIPAC money or was saying I want a ceasefire than Josh Shapiro, even though he's a Democrat, and I would probably vote for most libertarians over Shapiro. It just that there's rarely very many options on the Republican side that would side with the things that are important to me.
So my thing is someone did say this here in the comments. It was
just talk to me. When we're up here, you just talk to me.
Yeah, it was policy over party. Personally, I'm the same. I'm the same way with policy over party. I'm gonna pick whatever's gonna keep me the safest during wars and whatever's gonna put the most money in my pockets.
Okay, but statistically speaking, if you look at when Democrats or Republicans are in office, statistically speaking, you're likely, if you're anything but the 1%, to wind up with more money in your pockets under Democrats.
So, real quick, if we look at the last two presidencies, so we're gonna look at the last two presidencies. So we're not counting this one that we're currently in. We're going to go.
Reason to compare those two. Can I stop? I don't know if you were listening before, but Joe Biden never changed the tax policy. It was the exact same tax policy under Biden as it was under Trump.
So, real quick, one thing here is interest rates. The average Trump interest rate was about 2%.
He doesn't control the interest rate.
Yes, he does.
No, the Fed does. The Fed does.
Sir,
the Federal Reserve controls the interest rate, bud.
Sir, I think you are severely uneducated.
Who do you think sets the interest rate? Can you Google it real quick and just say, just real quick, so we don't argue about this. Just Google. I'm going to have you Google real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to have you Google real quick.
Okay.
I'm just going to have you Google real quick.
I don't want to argue with you here. I'm just trying to have a professional debate.
It's a debate.
Yeah,
Just
I'm not going to argue though.
And listen, it's important for the sake of debate that when we talk about terminology and we talk about definitions, that
Hey,
we
hold on,
have the same
Jay, hold on.
definitions.
Jay, hold on. Hey, Logan.
What's up?
If you don't mind me asking, man, how old are you?
I am 18.
When were you born?
2007?
So that sounded like a question.
2007? I mean, it is a question. He's asking how old I am, what year
I was just kidding. I don't give a shit. Talk to him.
I've
No, I
lived
just
through
wanna-
the presidencies. So that's why I'm only talking about.
How are you, Logan?
I just said my age. I'm 18.
Oh.
What year were you born?
2007.
Oh.
I just said it. Do you have cotton in your ears or what?
Logan, I will kick you. I'm not in the mood. You ask
Okay,
a question,
you
don't be a dickhole, alright? So, Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, damn. What the voice, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it sounded like his balls haven't even dropped yet. So.
I didn't kick him. I don't know if someone else did.
No, I did.
Okay. Alright. I mean, he's back in the request that if you want the debate, I mean, it's kind of low quality. But
Only person we've talked to. Just bring him up. It's fine.
Okay. All right, yeah. Let me. Well, he's not here. I don't see him in the. I do not see him, Jen.
I'll see if I can find him really fast. Logan, if you're here, I didn't kick you. If you want to come back and have a conversation, we'll bring you back up. So.
Yeah, just just be respectful. You don't have to change your tone of your voice and shit. Damn. That escalated quickly. While we're waiting, I'd like to actually, because I'm very interested in that, Jay. So, I mean, do you know anything about that? Have you read the tax bill?
No, I haven't read it. It's so long. I don't think I've ever read a tax bill in my life.
Yeah, because, it literally says in there that tax go up for the lower income that's making $15,000 or less, and then if you're making $30,000, it's just
what it does is that's factoring in a lot of things too. Like, so that's factoring in cuts to social programs. Like if you're looking at the CBO score, that's saying like the average person in taxes or money that they pay to or get from the government, will it go up or down? And for them, it will go down. It's not like it's increasing their rate. It's just taking away incentives, and they changed the like for SNAP. I think you have to be under. Is it 9? I want to say you have to be like under 9 in order to get SNAP. So like, or maybe it's 13. There's an age cutoff now for kids on SNAP that like they lowered. I think maybe they lowered it from 13 to 9. Somebody can check me on that. I can't remember what the number is, but it's stuff like that. That's the reason that they'll wind up paying more in taxes. And that way that the Republicans are, it's how they play the game every time. They just say like, oh, we're not gonna increase your taxes. Look, your rate stays the same, or your rate goes down to 2%. But if you change child tax credits or SNAP benefits, or any sort of write-offs, that can change a ton. That can change the amount that they pay in taxes. So that's what we're gonna see. But the great news is rich people are about to have a lot more money, so you guys can all be happy about that.
Well, I'm not happy about that at all.
And then they'll buy debt from the government, and then the government will pay them 5% interest on the debt to finance the tax cuts that the government just gave them. It's a pretty cool country we live in.
I used to think, like, well, it's okay, billionaires will do whatever they need to do. But now I'm like, no, tax the fuck out of them. Fuck them. They have enough money. But, Sandra? Sandra, are you there? Okay, I guess not. Oh. But yeah, that just, to me, it's but let me ask you something. So the billionaires' fault, or is it the system that allows them to do this?
Yeah, look, it's obviously the system, but their influence on the system.
And it's amazing that the more money they make and the easier it gets for them to make that money, like the lower we drop their tax rate. Like
capital gains, for example, they tell you
say I want to tax capital gains at a higher rate, they'll tell you, oh, no, that'll hurt people, and then they won't want to invest anymore. Nobody's going to invest if they get taxed at a normal rate.
That might be true, but why not do a cap? Like maybe after $1 million in capital gains that you get taxed at a higher percentage. But it's always this bullshit with the Republican Party where they pretend it's about you, the middle class. Like all of us are taking advantage of a friendly capital gains tax rate. Like most of us don't ever pay capital gains. And they say that like, oh, it'll stifle middle class investing. And it doesn't. It's just a way for billionaires to keep more of their money. And almost all the money that they made is on the backs of other people's labor. Most of the money they get, like they're not earning. I saw there's like a video of Jeff Bezos going into an Amazon warehouse, and he's like walking by, and this guy stops him and tells him he's doing a great job. And it's like a 15-second clip, and they show the amount of money that each person was paid in that interaction. And the worker was paid like 48 cents, and Jeff Bezos was paid like $1,200. Like that's how different how they get paid is. It was insane. And what's Jeff Bezos do? That guy's actually working. Jeff Bezos is taking a tour of the warehouse, and he's getting paid, 12,000% more than that guy.
Yeah, I mean, the way I used to think it's this. So if I'm the only one taking the, what is it called, the risk of opening up a company and investing my money, I should be the one reaping the rewards of that said company. But I understood that without the employees, there is no company, there is nothing. You fail, because without employees, you really can do nothing. And so,
yeah, but what about if you say you've got, and that's kind of like where we stop the conversation. But what about when you have 10,000 employees? Should you still be getting like 50% of the profit? Let's say with your employees when you were smaller, you were taking 20% of the profit. And now you've got 10,000 employees. Should you still be getting 20% of the profit? You're not doing anywhere near 20% of the work. So was you starting the company worth like 20% of the profit for a lifetime? And that's where like it sucks with billionaires, is they're always going to take as much as they can. So it doesn't trickle down. The wealth isn't evenly spread. So all these people's labor is tied to like one person, and they say it's the free market, go work somewhere else. Well, there's not always an option. And especially the bigger these companies get, like Amazon, really your only good options are going to be major corporations, because small companies just get swallowed up by big ones. Anytime they grow at all, they get swallowed up by another big one. And so it's just this lie they feed to conservatives, and they have since the 80s, that like, yeah, this is better for you, and they're still believing it.
Well, I mean, I can argue with that, and I've made a point that so with the small towns, you got the mom and pop shops like the butchers and all of that. But then when you have corporations like Dollar General come in and literally just destroy mom and pop places, that's something that we should all have an issue. It doesn't matter if you're left, right, center, whatever you are. We should all have an issue like that. Because if you're someone like me, I would rather drive up to Greeley, Colorado, which is about an hour from me, to my butcher and say, listen, instead of me going to Sprouts or Walmart and all of these to get my steaks and my meat and all of that stuff, I'd rather pay extra $2 to $5 per pound to go up there and just have him do everything. And I know it's fresh. I know it came from local. I'm investing into local farmers. But not a lot of people are willing to do that. They would rather go to Walmart and invest into Walmart and then turn around and I don't want to sound rude, but
I don't
bitch
think it's
about
just
how
willing, though.
corporations are.
I don't think it's really willing, though. Like, some people, that's what they can afford. And other people are going to do things out of convenience. You're right. Like, those people might not be willing. But that's the problem. Like, do you think there would be a local butcher where you live if Walmart didn't exist? Probably. Would you have Would you have a better deli? And that's what happened. Like, where I grew up, we had 3 grocery stores, and they were all a little bit different. One had like amazing produce, one had a great butcher, and the other one was like more. They were like a bakery, and you could get groceries everywhere. But it was better food. It was more quality food. You could get the butcher would know you. They'd give you specific cuts, and then like my city gave this massive tax break to Walmart to come build a Walmart, and they're like, yay, jobs. And within 5 years, all those other grocery stores were gone. And now our only option is shitty Walmart or drive 30 miles. And that's the point. And as a town grows, Walmart's just watching every town. As every town grows, they put in another Walmart. And as these towns get expensive, like LA gets more expensive, people move further and further out, and they make a small town, and there's a grocery store. And as soon as that grocery store is big enough that it's like making a nice living for somebody, that means there's enough people there, and here comes Walmart, and they convince the city to give them a tax break. They come in and they take that city over too. And like slowly these corporations have just sucked the life out of America and then convinced us, oh no, it's the liberals. It's the fucking liberals. It's these people asking, they want a living wage, and so it's their fault that mom and pop stores are going under. There's no evidence that's why they go under. The evidence is almost entirely they go under because their margins are cut so thin by major corporations that they can't withstand wage increases. And then we blame the liberals instead of the corporations. Like, it's the biggest con. The Republican, their whole ideology is just one big fucking con to convince people that one day maybe they'll be rich too, so they have to keep this system in place because eventually, if they work hard enough, they'll get to be super rich.
I mean, I wish I had a rebuttal on that, but I don't. And the more and more like that I'm looking into stuff, the more that I'm talking to people and the more I'm doing this, I mean, listen, you're not saying a lie. I wish you were and that I can debunk you, but I can't. Because everything that I've researched, it's nothing but lies.
Well, here's what's crazy, too. So, like, now that we're in a trade war with China, like, a lot more eyes are on China, and admittedly, my eyes are more on China, and, like, my political views have changed. But if you look at the evolution of China versus us, like the CCP took over, I think, in like 1950. So they've been in power for like 80 years. And yeah, when they took over, there was a lot of violence. They've had a lot of violence. They've also had like child labor. But like, I don't know if you guys know the history of our country since 1950. It hasn't been like sunshine and rainbows over here either. We've had some fucked up things too. But the difference is, while there were atrocities done, and maybe more in China than here, at the same time, the CCP, they have communist principles, but they're operating within a capitalist society. They have been, like, just their strategic planning has been light years ahead of us. In China, they put out a 5-year plan, like every 5 years. And the plan literally is like, here are the sectors of our economy that are not growing, and we are going to, as the government, invest in these sectors. We're going to build up the infrastructure until they are self-sustaining, and then we'll move on to the next thing. And so you see the CCP in China, like, just building up different sectors of industry while the United States chased profit, and we're like, oh, we can offshore manufacturing to China? Great. And China's like, dope, come on over. We'll invest. We'll even give you guys, like, we'll give you a great price. Come on over here. They learn manufacturing. They build manufacturing. And while they're manufacturing, they're innovating so they don't get left behind. And they're just beating our ass in everything. And people think it's because of like tariffs or the trade war or because they're so corrupt. But the reality is they're successful because they plan, like they're more centrally planned, and they invest taxpayer dollars back into their economy. They take from the rich and they invest it back into the economy, and their middle class is expanding. They've raised millions and millions of people out of poverty since 1950. They continue to progress, And every time somebody gets wealthy, they take a bunch of their money in taxes and reinvest it into the country. And over here, we're like, communism is bad. Don't you know that communism kills people? And we're that fucking stupid that we sit back and watch China just running circles around us. And we're like, oh, they must be cheating. It couldn't possibly be the ideas of like collectively using your money to elevate everybody instead of a handful of people. It must be that they are corrupt. And Republicans are like, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what it is. They're just cheating. We're not cheaters over here in America. We play by the rules. So fucking stupid.
Yeah. I got nothing, bro. I mean, I wish I can rebut, but I can't, because that's exactly. I got nothing, bro. I wish I could, but there's nothing. I wish I can even play like MAGA, and I can just ramp up something, but I can't. How am I supposed to rebut? And that's the thing that I have an issue, is when people want to have these conversations, when they want to have these honest conversations, when you prove to them, and when you sit here and tell them, hey, this is what's going on, here's where you can find it, here's all of this, and it's always a Biden.
Look, it's because what conservatism does is they take like this playbook or this page out of religion, and they're like evil versus good. This is good versus evil. And I think that there's people on our side of the aisle that play that too, but I don't think it's everybody. The problem with MAGA, like republicanism, is if you step out of that world and you try and be somebody who's not just like red versus blue, good versus evil, when you actually step out of that part and out of the whataboutism, and you compare just apples to apples, it's not close. If I gave you China and the United States on paper, and you weren't allowed to know which country it was just say you didn't know which country it was, you're from Germany, and just on paper they show you like, which country do you want to live in? And you're going to look at it and you're like, okay, the middle class, how do they live? Oh, really well. It's free internet, free education, you have free healthcare, there's jobs available for you, and it's pretty easy to like live a middle class life. And then you look at America and you're like, look, you could be one of the richest humans ever to live, but if you're not one of the richest humans ever to live, like 60% of you are going to be living paycheck to paycheck, barely making it. You're not going to have health care. You're going to have to say, if something bad happens to you, you're going to have to choose between your house and your health care, or perhaps you're going to have to choose your life or health care. Like, I mean, I'll just play this one out and see if I can beat cancer on my own. And your kids' education will be plummeting. It's a country that in the 70s was ranked number 1, and now we're like near 50. And China's like top 3. No parent on earth would choose blindly United States. Nobody would choose. Everybody would choose China.
Which is unbelievable. I don't know if you ever watched that with McDaniels, the guy who played with Dumb and Dumber. What's his name?
Jeff Daniels?
Jeff Daniels, yeah. I don't know if you ever seen that clip. Yeah, where, the sorority girl asks him,
Yeah.
And then he goes off on a rampage. And I mean, when you listen to that, I think that was one of the most fascinating speeches I've ever heard. I know it was a clip, it was a scene, but it's literally 100% true. There's nothing that can be.
That was the clip. Like that, I watched that series, and I was the libertarian. And then the first time I watched that, I was libertarian, and that's what got me like far more open to left-leaning ideas, because I was like looking at all the countries. I remember I went right to like the freedom like rankings, and you looked at how like when you actually rank freedom, it includes like your ability to travel, like your ability to have a work-life balance, healthcare, all these things. Like Americans are like, we're free, we have guns, and everybody else is like, we're free, we don't have to sell our house if we get sick. They're like, yeah, but we have more freedom because we have guns. That's America. And then when you look at like the freedom index, you realize, oh shit, we're bad. And then I looked at every one of those countries. It's like, okay, all these countries are what I'm supposed to believe are evil. Just crazy that somehow we got convinced that way of Republicans. Like, you know what all those countries mostly have in common? They never go to war. There's not a lot of violence. Things are just fine. They're not worried about it. But not in America. They have low crime. They don't have like gang violence. There's not like class warfare. And we're like, in America, we're taught that's evil. Socialism is evil. We have to do this capitalism thing because it's so moral over here. It's nothing more moral than capitalism.
Well, the weirdest part that I've ever seen is when we went over to Oslo, Sweden. And when you walk into a store, there are no clerks. You purchase your stuff and you pay and you walk out. And it was the weirdest thing ever. You go to a fuel pump, you fuel up, you pay, and you go.
Yeah, people don't steal because they're bad people. People mostly steal because they don't have money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so,
almost all theft comes from like, I don't have money to live.
Yeah, no way.
Except for unless it's like blue collar theft, which we don't for some reason count. We're like, like you watch Wolf of Wall Street and that guy's a fucking hero. It's one of like the biggest criminals in history. But because he like wore nice clothes, we're like, actually he's pretty cool. But the shoplifter, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, but here's what I don't understand is, so, you know, you've been overseas and all of that. The world, you've never been overseas?
No.
Oh shit.
I've been through like Central America a little bit and then like the Caribbean, but no.
Ooh, Caribbeans are nice. Hell yeah. No, but I mean it's a different way of life. Like where I come from, it was a socialist communist, which I never understood how that could even be. And so I sat down with my dad because he was a huge Tito guy, was our leader. And he would say, listen, Tito might have been a dictator. He was the worst of the worst. But he was for the people. And I'm like, what does that even mean? If he was worst of the worst, he was a dictator, how can he be for the people? And my dad just looked at me and was like, I don't know how to explain it. And everywhere that I went, because there are several countries that have done that, where they'll say they're socialist communists, but they're for the people. I'm like, how can they literally contradict one another, don't they?
No, socialism and communism are very similar. True communism has no form of government. True communism is no state, no currency, and no class. So, like, you wouldn't even have money, and you wouldn't have a government in true communism. So, usually when somebody calls themselves communist, what they're really saying is, like, their ideology is communist, but they're going to work within the structure. And that's usually just because, like, there's also usually a conservative or a capitalist faction of your government, too. And so you're going to lean maybe communist in a place that's more controlled by communists, but you're not going to go communist. What I find is that these movements get bred out of like fear, hatred, anger, and sometimes like justified upheaval. Like you look at the founding of America, what were we? We were a bunch of pissed off, like cast-offs who weren't getting any money and came to America, or at least that's the story we tell, came to America and we're like, fuck you guys, we're doing our own country. And did we killed a bunch of people from our own country in England. Like we were part of England. We killed a bunch of our countrymen and then made our own country. So when they talk about these like socialist uprisings in other countries and they're like, look at them, they're violent. Like, yeah, so were we. Like that's how you overthrow a corrupt government. And a lot of times that's what happened. Like that's what happened with Fidel Castro. That's kind of what happened with Hitler. People get into these movements because they think they're going to right some wrong, and then a lot of times they make the same mistake. They unite around a leader, and then it becomes a dictatorship, and that happens all the time. Like that's why I think a lot of people who think like we should have a socialist revolution. It makes me nervous because if we unified that socialist revolution around one person, that person inevitably, humans are flawed, power corrupts, inevitably they become a dictator. But that's the truth about dictatorship. Dictatorship comes when whatever movement you have, you choose to revolve that movement and assign that movement a name and a face. And that's why MAGA's fucking scary. And that's why, when people say the Democrats are a cult, they're just not. There is no unifying figure over on the left. There is one on the right, and he's so unifying that people are willing to lie about obvious things rather than defy him. They can't say January 6th was an insurrection. They can't say Trump lost the election. They can't say that Obama was born in America. There's all these things that Trump lies about, and they would rather lie than go against their movement. That's when it's scary, and that's where we're at right now. That's why people are afraid right now, is because this is a guy, if he decides to just say fuck it and unleash the military, then I don't know of any of the MAGA people that we associate with that wouldn't go along with that. They would turn their backs on us in a second, and everybody knows it. We all know they would do it. They say they wouldn't, but they would justify it. They would be like, oh, well, you guys now support whatever, this group of lefties and they're terrorists, so you're on their side. Now it's a civil war. And we didn't hate you, but you chose to side with the evil people. And Trump could do that tomorrow and it would happen. But if the Democrats, I don't even know who you would trot out. If you were the Democrats and you wanted to start a civil war, who the fuck would you even trot out there? No matter who you put out there, 70% of Democrats would be like, shut the fuck up. We don't care. Put AOC out there, it doesn't matter. Most of them aren't going to listen. Put Joe Biden out there, they're not going to listen. Put Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Keem Jeffries, Cory Booker. No matter who you put out there, most of us would be like, shut up. But Trump says it, and it's on.
Wow. I mean, that's that is, when you think about that shit, that if that doesn't give you kind of like a scare, I don't know what will. I mean,
that's why people are scared.
Yeah, and you might. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just take away the fact that it's America. If people can step out of their shoes and how they view this, there are. If we would have told you before the election in September, you were still on board with Trump in September, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I would have told you in September, hey, dude, within a few months of Trump being elected, there are going to be a bunch of people, ICE is going to be massively expanded, and they are going to wear masks and no name tags, and they're going to be in plain clothes, and they're going to storm through our cities and arrest people on the streets and in their workplaces, and some of these people are going to be American citizens. Not a lot, but 10 of them at least are going to get deported as American citizens. And you're going to throw people in prison for life that have never even been accused of a crime. Trump's going to take those people and he's going to send them to El Salvador, and they won't even be convicted criminals, and they're going to get life sentences. And then when the Supreme Court says you can't do that, Trump's just going to say no. Every one of you would be like, you are fucking crazy. You sound insane. This is fear-mongering. You always say this about Trump. You always say he's a fascist. You always say he's going to do this shit, and he never does it. And he's doing it. If we would have told any of you guys this in September, every one of you would have told us we were crazy.
Yeah, I would have told you, yeah, you're dumb. Yeah, I would have told you that.
So now ask, well, then how did it happen then? At the time, that would have sounded crazy, but now it's happening and nobody cares. It's because Trump has convinced people that there really is this emergency, and then he convinces them that, the left actually, what they actually disagree with is having legal immigration. They just want all illegal immigrants. They want the gangs. They want all of this. They want to take over your cities. They want gangs to infiltrate your neighborhoods because they know those gangs vote for Democrats. And what we're really saying over here is, hey, what if we just let them have due process, and if they get deported, maybe we don't have to snatch them off the street? What if we just didn't act like psychopaths? That's our actual position. But it doesn't. If Trump said we're doing all this, and what the Democrats want to do is not act like psychos, you guys might be like, oh, well, maybe we should just not act like psychos. So you have to make our position this insane position where for some reason we want open borders and all the illegal immigrants possible and all the gang members and all the child traffickers and illicit substance dealers. That's how they convince you. They just convince you that what we're doing is so much crazier than what you're doing that you forget that what you're doing is crazy. Or you justify it. You're like, yeah, it's crazy, but not as crazy as you guys would have done, even though we just came out of like 4 years of what we would have done. And they say that. They're like, yeah, 4 years of open borders. The fuck? We didn't have 4 years of open borders. It never happened.
Hi.
Hi, Jen.
I'll keep the live up, but I might not be listening because
you're already sick of hearing my voice.
Yeah, I'm bored. I'm bored out of my freaking mind. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So.
No worries. Do you want me to text you when this ends or something?
I mean, yeah.
Are you saying on YouTube?
Yeah, it's still up. I just text me when you guys are done.
Okay.
I'll end it. So. And Adam, you're gonna watch the box. So. But yeah, I'm bored.
Do I have mod access here?
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I can modify. I can watch the box too.
Alright, well, I think I have to give you mod access, but I can do that. Let's see. Alright, you got mod access, so it's not private on YouTube chat, it's public. So.
Sorry, Jen, that we're.
Huh?
Sorry that we are.
I got stuff that I'm gonna be doing later, so I've gotta go. I got
Jen's, do you want to plug your OF real quick before you go?
No, I don't. Okay. I'll give you Lammy though. Give you Lammy Pop.
Excuse you.
Lammy, give him hell.
Where are you going?
I've got plans. Anywhere but here.
Ma'am,
Anywhere
you're
but
not allowed
here.
to be social. That's not how this works.
It is. Chat, it's live. I'm looking at it right now. I promise you it's live. Refresh, go back to YouTube. It's live. I'm looking at it.
Ma'am, you signed a contract. You're not allowed to have.
I didn't sign shit. I didn't sign shit.
Wow.
I just came here to poke fun at Admir and RTP.
Go for it.
Knock yourself out.
Yep.
Also, RTP, this is the guy that I was telling that's handsome and that's 6'12".
Yeah, goddamn right. You better gas my ass up.
How tall are you really?
6'4".
Jesus Christ, Admir.
Bro, when he stands up,
it probably feels like 7 feet to you, though. That makes sense. You are way down there.
He is tiny, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Wait a minute.
I didn't know that the Department of Transportation allowed little people to drive trucks.
Little?
Is there like a height requirement to drive a truck, Edmund?
No, because you can put phone books on your seat.
Wait, your legs? What about your legs?
I heard Admir. You know what? I'm gonna start the rumor that Admir has to use a baby booster to see over the steering wheel.
Wow. Yeah. Listen, I mean, Jay, you're not that taller than me, bro.
I'm 6 inches taller than you.
Bro, you're 6'8".
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm a full 6 inches taller than you. That's 3 of you.
Listen, you are on 5'5.5", so 2.5 inches.
5'4". I thought you were 5'4". My bad. In my head, you were 5'4". I've already shortened you. That I don't feel good about that. I'm sorry. 4.5. Wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time some guy called it 6 inches when it was really 4.5.
Oh God.
Wow.
I bet Jeff does that.
Don't say his name. He'll come in here and he'll tell us.
He can't. I blocked all 3 of his accounts.
No, don't. God damn it. Lammy.
Why'd you block Jeffrey? What's wrong with Jeffrey? I like Jeffrey. Oh, congratulations on Jubilee, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I started watching the video. I was like, you know what? RTP would be the one that opens up the episode in a 1v4 situation.
You're goddamn right. I was unaware that I was unaware that was not part of the rules. As you can see by everybody being like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
Yeah. I DM'd Admir. I was like, you know what? RTP would be the one that fucking opens up that episode with the 1v4.
Yeah, it was good.
I like the little, what is that little blue sweater? whatever the hell you were wearing. That was nice.
It's called a hoodie. Yeah.
Oh,
I was disappointed in you, man. You didn't have an RTP Media hoodie?
You couldn't wear any logos.
That's tough.
So that's why I had a blank hat and hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah. Some rules on that.
Well, that's okay. You know, when does it start getting around Halloween this year? I finally got my hoodie, so
look at you.
I love it.
What are you talking about?
So I ordered. Remember, I told you that I ordered Double Daddy in Switch.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's been so hot. I was like, man, I can't even wear this shit now, man. I paid all this money, I can't even wear it.
That's a shame.
Oh, I gotta have Jen write down. Are you doing any? Jen, are you guys doing any merch for you?
Yeah, we got a merch thing in our link tree. I actually have a guy that I want to switch our merch to, and I keep thinking Jen's gonna do it, but then she does. I think I'm supposed to do it, but I keep thinking if I don't do it, Jen will, and so far I'm losing.
Where's the link tree? Where's that at?
In his profile.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll get with you, Lamb Chop, so you can show me.
There really needs to be an iPhone for senior citizens like Admir that struggles with technology.
I think that exists. Honestly, I think they have like old people smartphones. I'm gonna look it up.
Wow.
Jen says you thought.
You thought.
Okay, so it sounds like Jen's gonna do it. That's what I heard. Is that what you guys heard? That's what I'm reading.
That's what I'm hearing.
Look, the thing is, she's gonna do it anyways. Even if I do it, I'll fuck it up. She's gonna have to do it anyway. So there's no point in me doing it first. She's gonna have to fix it anyways. This is what happened yesterday with Spotify. I set up like our Spotify, and then for the next hour, I was getting alerts on my email of like all the shit that Jen was fixing. I was like,
So what I'm actually hearing is you're just a face of the business, but Jen runs everything.
100%. It would fall apart without Jen. It's it's not a joke. Like, I'm not Admir, but
Wait. What is that supposed to mean, bro?
Weaponized and
dude, I mean, you don't know how to work like basic electronics.
Whatever, bro.
Whatever, bro.
Whatever. I don't care.
See, that's a lot of people give me weaponized incompetence. I didn't even know that was a thing. Look, there's too many like people who've gone to therapy in this chat. Knock it off. Fucking sickening people who are like,
mental situation.
I don't know what terms mean. It's annoying.
I guess so.
All right. Well, are we going to call it a night?
Jen says she's gonna need.
Yeah, it sucks because we're both on our freaking backups.
Jen says she's gonna need you to hold your breath till she does that thing.
She doesn't mean that. Jen likes me. She does it. All this stuff she does. This is bluster. Jen really likes me a lot, and I would never share like our DMs.
I'm just waiting for Jen to drop you off the panel.
If you saw the DMs.
Well, I guess that's the night. I guess we're gonna shut it down. I get my account back tomorrow. He gets his account back on the 6th. So we should be back to normal next week.
I was joking, Jen, but goddamn.
Yeah, whatever. Everybody that joined tonight, thank you guys very much, even though it wasn't fun like normal. I had fun. I was eating Red Lobster, so I'm
Are
good.
Are you done for the night, sir?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna.
Are you parked and gonna get some sleep?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat this. I ordered chicken Alfredo, so I'm gonna finish that.
Didn't you just eat seafood and 2 baked potatoes and a salad?
Salad. That's blasphemy, but I did eat. not too long ago, but I'm not gonna have this shit go to waste.
This motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to waste. But Jen, I wasn't impressed. Oh, man. Jen. Just. Oh, yeah, that's right. Now you can kick me off, too. Oh, God.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Oh, man. That's awful. I mean, if anybody else wants to come up and they just want to have a conversation, you can come up and we can just talk. It don't matter to me. If anybody's interested, whatever's on your mind. If not,
You need to take your ass to bed, sir.
I will. I'm still good. Say night.
Good night, y'all.
Night per Jen. Bye, Jen.
Night, Jen. Have fun.